All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this introductory press conference of New Orlando Pride forward Jacqueline Ovalle. We're also joined alongside our VP of Soccer Operations, the Sporting Director Haley Carter, and Head Coach Seb Hines. We'll kick off with questions in the room, then turn it over to our friends online. If you are online, a reminder to please hit that raise hand icon for your questions, and to also state your name and affiliation before your first question. Hola, bienvenido a todos a esta conferencia de prensa para presentación oficial de Jacqueline Ovalle con el club. También estamos acompañadas por nuestra vicepresidenta de operaciones de fútbol, Haley Carter, y nuestro director técnico, Seb Hines. Un recordatorio para nuestros amigos que están en línea, por favor, es presionarse el botón de la manita si tienen alguna pregunta, y también de decir sus nombres y el medio que representan antes de su primera pregunta. Y con eso empezaremos aquí en el cuarto. We'll start here in the room.
Jackie, Austin David, OrlandoPride.com. Bienvenido a Orlando. Just what does it mean to be here in Orlando in NWSL and to take this next step in your career?
Jackie, bienvenida a Orlando. ¿Qué significa para ti tomar este paso a esta liga y en esa parte de tu carrera?
Al final, hoy en día me encuentro muy contenta de poder estar aquí el día de hoy. Creo que esta decisión que tomé es personal. Obviamente vengo a uno de los mejores clubes de la liga y creo que eso me hace sentir muy bien ahora mismo.
Yeah, just at the end of the day, very, very happy to be here and to make this move to this club. For me, this move is very personal to be able to come to one of the top teams in this league and one of the top clubs in this league is a great step for me.
Anybody else in the room?
Haley, just for you to be able to bring in a player like Jackie, to have that level of investment from the ownership group, what does that mean to be able to continue bringing in high-level players to this club?
Yeah, thanks for the question. You guys can't let Austin ask all of the questions in the room, by the way. I think, and I said it upstairs, to be gracious to the Will family and Grant Hill and his wife and the DeVos family, everyone involved in our ownership for the level of investment, it would be an understatement. And I've said this from the very beginning, from day zero of joining Orlando Pride, that the reason that I'm here is because of the interest and the commitment to investment in the women's game from our ownership. I would not be here if I did not feel like our ownership was very authentically and genuinely committed to the growth of the women's game. And being able to bring an athlete like Jackie here this season, following bringing Barbara Banda here last season, is a really important step. And again, I've seen it, stated elsewhere that it's a continued statement of intent. And I think at some point we have to move past intent, and it's just a statement of the Will family and their commitment to investing in the women's game and being serious about what that looks like, and just really thankful to be a part of this organization.
Okay, this is for anybody up there. Brandon Green, Spectrum News 13. Haley, you mentioned upstairs that this club is in the midst of a 7-game winless MLS streak. So how does Jackie help on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think, and I'll let Seb kind of caveat what I'm going to say because, I'm speaking at an executive level. But the reality is, the pro game, especially in the National Women's Soccer League, is very up and down. It's very, very difficult to be able to win over a sustainable period of time. It's why we're so excited about winning the Shield. It's why Kansas City should be so excited about potentially winning the Shield in 2025. It's incredibly difficult to do. And, being able to celebrate last season, I think on the tail of having a 7-game regular season sort of winless streak, I think it's an important way to reframe it. But I also want to be abundantly clear that bringing Jackie here, it's got nothing to do with that. And I think it's really important that we separate celebrating last season from celebrating the signing of Jackie and what she brings. And, bringing Jackie here was a part of our plans for much longer than whatever the 7-game, winless period is. And so, I think what Jackie brings is obvious, and it's clear to anybody who watches the women's game. She's a goal scorer. She's a finisher. She is dedicated and committed to her craft. She's incredibly crafty. She's good on the dribble. She's good in wide spaces. She's good inside. And, we really value versatile football players in this environment. And so what she brings to this environment, when you look at the season and how it unfolded, we lost Adriana very early in January. And being able to bring in a technical winger that's confident taking people one-on-one, that's confident getting into dangerous places. She can cross from the end line. She can hit early crosses, and she can finish the ball. Is really important and really vital to what we're trying to build here, and I'm excited that Jackie's going to be a part of this club for the foreseeable future.
Anything to add to that?
No, I think
He hates following me.
yeah, Haley hit all the points. From my side and the technical staff side, bringing a player in like Jackie with her qualities is a great addition to the current roster that we have. We have so many quality players right now, and adding another quality player is really important for the trajectory of this club. And yeah, it's not a short-term goal, it's long-term vision for us to continue to have great quality players at the club who have the versatility like Jackie does, who can play on the left, can play on the right, who is a goal scorer, who is a creator. And yeah, it's great to have those sort of options at our disposal when we're making selections.
Bueno,
Te oímos.
Teresa Limón, TUDN 1220 AM, segmento a la cancha Chicago. Jackie, bienvenida a NWSL y el fútbol de Estados Unidos. Sabemos que tuviste tu debut dentro de el partido recién contra Chicago Stars. Quizás no fueron los resultados que esperabas. Y bueno, también pocos minutos. Mi pregunta para ti es, los pocos minutos que tuviste al final del partido, ¿cómo te sentiste? ¿Cómo viste más o menos el fútbol jugando contra otro equipo dentro de NWSL? Quiero ya saber un poquito tu punto de vista y tu experiencia.
Pues primero que nada, obviamente súper contenta de poder estar aquí ahora mismo y debutar contra Chicago. Sé que no fue el resultado que esperábamos, pero bueno, traté de hacer lo mejor posible dentro del campo. Creo que eso de la adaptación se va a ir dando día con día. Los entrenamientos son muy diferentes, es un nivel mucho más alto, es mucho más rápido, tienes que pensar más rápido, entonces creo que es algo que la Liga de Estados Unidos te exige. Entonces, asimismo, creo que me iré adaptando de la mejor manera y yo espero poder estar con el equipo lo más pronto posible y poder ayudar lo mejor que se pueda.
Gracias.
Yeah, I mean, just first of all, really, really happy to be here at this point and to make my debut against Chicago. Obviously, I know it wasn't the result that we were hoping for in that game, but entering that match, I tried to do the best that I could to help the team with the little time that I've been here. And every day in training, I'm going to try and do the best that I can to adapt as much as possible. Every day's a little different than I've had before. The level is higher, the level is faster, and you can see every day that there's more to think about, and you can see every day in training that there's more the success that NWSL is having right now and that the clubs are having. And so every day I'm going to try and adapt as quickly as possible, train as hard as I can to be able to adapt to this team, to fit into this team, and to help this team as much as I can and as quickly as possible.
I'll go to Sandra Herrera.
Hey, thanks everybody, Seb, Haley, and Jackie for your time today. Gracias por su tiempo, Jackie, y bienvenida a NWSL. Otra pregunta del juego. Entonces, a veces los partidos en NWSL pueden ser un poco caóticos en momentos, pero también en la Liga Mix Femenil. ¿Hubo momentos en los que el juego se te hizo familiar?
Pues sí, o sea, obviamente al final es fútbol, ¿sabes? Solamente que creo que el nivel aún es un poco más alto. Hay jugadoras muy fuertes, muy altas. Yo creo y considero que la Liga de Estados Unidos es muy física, hay muchas transiciones, tienes que regresar en momentos difíciles, tienes que tomar aire, tienes que pensar rápido, o sea, no te da tiempo de pensar, entonces tienes que tomar decisiones en milésima de segundos. Entonces, creo que, te digo, al final es fútbol, pero obviamente tiene diferentes cualidades y creo que es ahora lo que estoy buscando y los retos que me toca afrontar hoy en día.
Yeah, they know that it's different, right? You know, the level here is a bit higher. There's great players, skilled players that have a ton of quality, and you know, you have to look at each example of things being faster. The league is incredibly physical. There's a lot of transition moments, so you have to take appreciation of those moments where things are going to be more physical, things are going to be faster. You're not going to have as much time to think at times. Things are going to be more chaotic. But just taking that time to appreciate that and to adjust to the league and to show my skill.
We'll turn to Mike Ramajo.
Thank you, Omar. Jackie, bueno, primero felicidades en tu llegada aquí a la Liga Orlando. Me llamo Mike Ramajo, soy del Canal 2 aquí en Orlando. Te quería preguntar sobre el acercamiento que Orlando tuvo contigo. ¿Cuándo empezó todo eso, la idea de Orlando? ¿Cuándo empezó todo esto? ¿Y qué tanto fue que Orlando te pudo convencer, sabiendo que tenías otras opciones en jugar en Europa? Y si puedes hablar un poco sobre ese tema de cómo todo se desarrolló a este momento. Gracias.
Bueno, creo que al parecer, si no mal recuerdo, las negociaciones empezaron hace aproximadamente 2 meses, 1 mes y medio, en donde evidentemente el Club Tigres sabía que pues no buscaba la renovación, más bien buscaba un crecimiento personal, no solamente como deportista, sino también como persona. Entonces hubo un acercamiento muy formal de Orlando con Tigres. Creo que me platicaron el proyecto, la idea, lo que realmente el club significa, y yo creo que va con mis valores, me representa. Es un equipo actualmente campeón de la liga. Yo soy muy fiel seguidora de la Liga de Estados Unidos. Sé que el último lugar le puede sacar un empate al primero o el séptimo le va a ganar al segundo. Entonces, para mí creo que realmente es una liga muy competitiva, una de los mejores del mundo, entonces por eso es mi decisión el poder estar aquí hoy en día.
Yeah, not fully sure when exactly the negotiations began, but for me, I know that the conversations began a couple of months ago, and at that point, Tigres knew that I didn't want to renew my contract at that point with them. That this move was something that I wanted both on the side of football and on the personal side. And just talking with Orlando, they were presenting the project to me, showing me the values of the club, values that I connected with personally and that I feel represent me, and looking at how they did last year, being champions of the league and the playoffs and winning the Shield, and just what they did overall last year and the values that they represent really connected with me. And looking at the league as a whole, from first to seventh to second, everything is so close and it's so competitive. And for me, looking at NWSL, it's one of the best leagues in the world right now and how competitive they are. And for me, just everything connected, and it was a move that I really wanted to make when everything came together at the end of the day.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel Rivas with News 6. Coach, this is for you. Last year you get Barba, right now you're getting Jackie. Just how exciting is that to get such high caliber players? And on the flip side, what is the challenge of having so many high caliber players on the same team at the same time, figuring out that rotation and the chemistry for everybody?
No, thank you. It's certainly a luxury. It's not always been that case, but to get high caliber players to come to the club and represent the club is a great representation of what direction this club is, working towards. The investment that the ownership have given us and the trust that they've given us to go out and get the likes of Barbara and Jackie at the club is, really, resourceful for us, but also it respects our decisions and what we're trying to build here. And, it's an exciting time to be part of the Orlando Pride project moving forward. Obviously, we hit really good heights last year. We are obviously wanting to reach those heights again this year. It's different challenges this year, but we have the same goals that we set out to do at the start of the year. So again, it's exciting to get, these players to come in and represent the club. And yeah, it's certainly a luxury for me to have to make those tough decisions when it comes down to picking a team to go out there and perform. So yeah, it's a good place to be.
Go to Daniela Lopez Guajardo.
Gracias. Jackie, eres la transferencia más cara en la historia del fútbol femenil. Ya tuviste tu debut en Orlando. ¿Qué es lo más desafiante en esta adaptación? ¿El ritmo de la liga, el idioma o sentirte cómoda en un vestidor nuevo donde todos esperan que tú marques diferencia?
Sí, bueno, al final, por lo principal, por lo que yo vine, pues es obviamente por el fútbol, por ver el crecimiento que ha tenido la Liga de Estados Unidos, y creo que eso fue una de las principales razones por las que vine aquí. Lo segundo, pues obviamente no es fácil venir a un país donde es un idioma diferente. Pues lamentablemente no domino muy bien el inglés, estoy tratando de aprenderlo, estoy tratando de meterme a clases de inglés para poder, pues por lo menos dominarlo y así poder interpretarme o darme a conocer de otra manera con mis compañeras, pero creo que al final es fútbol. En el fútbol es otro tipo de comunicación, entonces yo considero que al final el estar en el campo es otra sensación diferente. Creo que eso, al haber tenido entrenadores extranjeros en mi pasado club, me ayudó bastante también a poder interpretar algunas palabras dentro del campo. Entonces creo que para mí eso es lo más importante. Y lo segundo viene siendo pues mi vida personal, ¿sabes? El poder superarme, el poder tener retos diferentes.
Yeah, first off, looking from the outside, I was able to see the development of NWSL and the way that the league developed and coming to the level that they are in the world of football. But secondly, it's never easy to come to a country where the language is different. You don't fully understand it. So for me, mentally, one of those steps is going to be to commit myself to learning English, to take my classes as seriously as I can, and connecting with my teammates in a different way by learning the language that they speak. But at the end of the day, it's football. I think within the bounds of the pitch, it's football. There's a different way of communicating that we can all understand. And looking at my last club, I had coaches that were foreign, and I was able to learn some words that they use differently within the bounds of the pitch that I'll be able to use here. And it's a step. It's obviously going to be a big adjustment, but I'll focus on that. I'll focus on adjusting my football to the league here. And another thing is it'll be difficult for me in my personal life, but I'm going to commit everything that I have to it to adjust here and to succeed.
Turn to Timothy Graney.
Thank you. Welcome, Jackie. You touched on this. Can you describe a little bit more how your style of play may differ in the NWSL, particularly with the transitional style of play that so many teams have versus Liga MX Femenil?
Jackie, bienvenida a la liga. ¿Podrías describir cómo tal vez tu forma de jugar, tu estilo varía con cómo la liga es más en transición?
Bueno, al final yo me considero una jugadora un poco más técnica. Creo que tengo velocidad. Sé que aquí al final la velocidad queda a un lado. Hay muchísimas jugadoras muy rápidas. Y bueno, creo que al final tienes que, te digo, tomar decisiones muy rápidas, tienes que ser muy pensante y poderte adaptar pues al ritmo de la liga. Entonces creo que si yo pudiera decirte una de mis cualidades, creo que es el golpeo en largo, centros con conexión a las delanteras o pues a las mediocampistas. Creo que también la forma en la que triangulo con mis compañeras dependiendo el lado donde me encuentre. Y bueno, al final creo que es lo que yo considero que en lo que puedo aportar al equipo. Y pues obviamente yo aquí vine a aprender muchísimo más de mis compañeras y más teniendo a jugadoras referentes en el equipo.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of things, I think from where I'm coming from, I feel like I'm very technical with the ball, but the league here is so fast. There's so many players that have great speed, and at the end of the day, I have to be able to adjust things. I have to think quickly. I have to be very thoughtful about what I'm doing in those quick moments, and whether it's the long ball, whether it's being able to play a cross into the center or playing it back to the midfielders, as long as I'm able to think quickly and be able to connect with my teammates and triangulate the different connections on whichever side I find myself, I have to be able to think about that. And for me to be able to support my team in whatever way they need me to is the most important, and that's going to be the adjustment right now.
Austin?
Seb, obviously you get right back to action this weekend against Bay, then you travel, go back to Champions Cup match against Chorillo in Panama. Just preparing for 2 games within a 5-day span, just how tough is that? Just being able to try and manage the minutes of players, the travel, and kind of everything in between.
Yeah, we've spoken about that, and for us, it's just taking one step at a time. The focus right now is on Bay and getting 3 points at Bay at home. So we're going to put a team out there, between starters and game changers to go out there and get 3 points. That's priority right now, and then after that, we'll start focus on the next game. We need to change something. We need to get a result within the league, and that's our priority.
Coach, I'm just wondering, it's hard enough implementing a player in the off season, a new player. What are your biggest challenges as a coach to implement a player middle of the season, making sure she gels, making sure she, is eased into the transition? What are some of the challenges that you have to face as a coach to make sure that you can maximize her talents?
Yeah, I think within the circumstances it's a little bit easier because Jackie's a quality player and she's coming to a quality team. The fitness side of it as well, she's fully fit, she's been playing, she's been training. So that integration is a lot smoother than maybe someone who's, in off season or just finished the season. And it's just getting Jackie to get to know her teammates, get to know how we operate, get to know how we're playing. And I think that was a big pitch for bringing a player like Jackie into the club on what we can bring to elevate her game as well. So the challenges are not as hard as you think because we're bringing such a quality player to the group. We've identified her strengths and what she can bring to the group as well. And it's just putting that on show, really, making sure that she didn't have much training going into the Chicago game. Now it's getting a full week of training. And so, yeah, that integration's a lot smoother than it would be for other players.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. We'll conclude there. Gracias a todos por asistir. Buenas noches.